Have you ever asked yourself this question? Why is my mind working against me? You're sitting alone. Nothing bad is happening. And yet, your mind is racing. Thoughts of failure, fear, regret, coming from nowhere, telling you you're not enough, convincing you that something is wrong, even when it's not. But here's the truth. Your mind is not your enemy. It's just untrained. Buddhism doesn't offer empty positivity. It offers clarity. It doesn't say, just be happy. It shows you why you suffer and how to end it. What if I told you that negative thoughts can disappear, not by fighting them, but by understanding them so deeply, they lose all power over you? In this video, you'll discover the real reason your thoughts turn dark, and you'll learn ancient, powerful techniques to free yourself completely. Not tomorrow, not in years, but starting now, with awareness, with wisdom, with a path that has helped millions for over 2,600 years. The storm in your mind is not permanent, and the peace you've been searching for is already inside you. Let's begin. You want peace, but your mind gives you chaos. You want to feel light, but your thoughts feel heavy, like you're carrying 1,000 invisible burdens no one else can see. Why does this happen? Why is it so hard to simply feel okay? According to the Buddha, the mind is not naturally negative. It becomes that way through habit, ignorance, and attachment. In other words, through conditioning. No one is born with self-hatred. No one is born constantly anxious. These are learned patterns, shaped by years of reacting, clinging, resisting, judging. And without awareness, they become our second nature. But the Buddha went deeper. He taught that behind all these patterns, there are 3 poisons, 3 root causes that give birth to all forms of mental suffering: greed, hatred, and delusion. Greed doesn't always mean money or power. It can be the craving to be liked, the hunger to be perfect, the endless desire to control the future. Hatred isn't just anger at others. It's the quiet resentment you carry, the harsh voice in your head that punishes you for every mistake, the way you silently turn away from yourself. And delusion, it's the biggest one of all. It's the belief that your thoughts are who you are, that you are your sadness, your anxiety, your shame. It's the illusion that everything in your mind is true, when in reality, it's just a passing storm of conditions. The Buddha didn't blame people for suffering. He saw suffering as a natural result of not understanding the mind. Just as fire burns those who don't know it, the mind torments those who don't understand its nature. So he offered a radical idea, that you are not broken. You are simply unaware. And that awareness, genuine, clear, compassionate awareness, is the beginning of freedom. Negative thoughts are not your fault, but they are your responsibility. And the first step is to see clearly. Where do they come from? What do they feed on? And what happens when you stop believing them? Notice this. A negative thought cannot survive without your attention. It cannot grow unless you identify with it. It has no power unless you say, "This is me." But the moment you become the observer instead of the victim, everything changes. The Buddha didn't ask us to destroy the mind. He asked us to understand it. Because when you see the root of suffering, you stop watering it. You stop feeding the poison. And in that space, a new energy arises. Stillness, compassion, wisdom, not forced, not imagined, but uncovered, like the sun behind the clouds. You don't need to fix every thought. You just need to see them for what they are. Not enemies, not truths, but visitors. Let them come. Let them go. And above all, don't forget who you are beneath them. The root of negative thinking is ignorance of the mind's true nature. And the antidote is awareness, born from wisdom. Let's go deeper. Have you ever tried to push a negative thought away, only to find it coming back even stronger? The more you fight it, the more it fights you. The more you try to silence it, the louder it becomes. That's because the mind doesn't respond well to force. It responds to understanding. And understanding begins with a single word: mindfulness. In Buddhism, mindfulness isn't just a technique. It's a way of being, a way of seeing clearly, without judgment, without resistance. To begin transforming negative thoughts, we must first do something radical. Stop trying to get rid of them. Instead, we learn to observe, not react, not cling, not run. Just observe. When a thought arises, fear, shame, regret, pause, breathe, and simply name it. There is fear. There is sadness. There is anger. Not my fear. Not I am sad. Just fear. Just sadness. Like clouds moving through the sky, appearing and disappearing, but never changing the sky itself. This is the practice of bare attention. It's gentle, it's honest, and it allows the thought to exist without giving it power. The Buddha said, "Whatever one frequently thinks and ponders upon, that will become the inclination of the mind." So the mind becomes what it rehearses. If you constantly believe in your negative thoughts, they will grow. If you watch them without attachment, they will lose their grip. Transformation begins here, not with suppression, not with pretending to be positive, but with mindful awareness of what is. And then, a deeper step, investigation. Ask yourself gently, is this thought true? Is it useful? Does it help me open my heart or close it? And most importantly, who would I be without this thought? This is not philosophy. This is practice. This is freedom. Each time you choose to observe instead of react, each time you return to your breath, each time you bring kindness into your awareness, you're weakening the roots of suffering. You're breaking the cycle. Even one breath of mindful presence is enough to create a gap in the storm. And through that gap, light enters, clarity returns, compassion arises. This is how transformation happens. Not with force, but with awareness and love. And if you stay with this path, if you keep coming back to the present moment with patience and understanding, then over time, something beautiful unfolds. The thoughts may still come, but you'll no longer be their prisoner. You'll witness them, learn from them, and let them pass like leaves on a river. This is not magic. This is training. This is Dharma. The mind becomes free not because the world changes, but because your relationship with the mind has changed. And in that shift, you discover something the thoughts can never touch, the stillness that was always there, the awareness that cannot be broken, the true nature of mind, luminous, spacious, and free. You don't have to climb a mountain to find peace. You don't have to leave your life behind to be free. Peace is not somewhere far away. It's not in the future. It's not in a perfect version of your life that doesn't exist yet. Peace is already here, waiting. But to touch it, you must first stop running. The Buddha didn't teach us to escape the world. He taught us how to live in it, with clarity, balance, and freedom. So how do we live peacefully in a world that never stops moving, where expectations press in from all sides, where we are constantly pushed and pulled by success, failure, praise, criticism, gain, and loss? The Buddha called these forces the 8 worldly winds: gain and loss, pleasure and pain, praise and blame, fame and disrepute. These are not problems. They are part of life. What causes suffering is not the winds themselves, but our attachment to them. We chase what feels good. We run from what feels bad. And in doing so, We are always at the mercy of things we cannot control. But the wise person, the one who practices the Dharma, learns to stay centered, no matter which way the winds blow. This is the essence of living peacefully, not by controlling life, but by understanding how the mind responds to life. So how do we apply this? How do we bring Buddhist wisdom into our everyday experience? First, we cultivate mindful presence. Whatever you do, walking, eating, speaking, listening, do it with full awareness. Not rushing, not multitasking, just present. Second, we develop compassion, not just for others, but for yourself. Your suffering is real. Your efforts matter. You don't have to be perfect to deserve kindness. You only have to be honest with yourself and gentle with your own heart. Third, we learn to let go. Let go of the stories you tell yourself about who you should be. Let go of the past that no longer serves you. Let go of the illusion that peace lies out there. It doesn't. It's always been inside you, beneath the noise. And finally, we remember this. Freedom doesn't come from getting what you want. It comes from understanding what you no longer need to cling to. You can live in this world with an open heart. You can face change without fear. You can feel deeply and not be overwhelmed. You can live fully and still be free. This is not a fantasy. This is the path the Buddha walked, and it is open to you, right now. Breathe. Be here. Be kind. And let your presence be your power. You don't need to chase peace. You only need to stop and remember that it's already here. Let's return home to it. If you've made it this far, perhaps something in you is ready. Ready to stop running. Ready to stop believing every thought. Ready to finally come home, to stillness, to truth, to yourself. This journey isn't about fixing who you are. It's about seeing clearly, living deeply, and choosing peace again and again in the smallest of ways. The Buddha taught that liberation doesn't begin with some great act. It begins with a single breath, fully lived, a single moment of awareness, fully felt. And now, the practice is yours. Take 5 minutes today to sit in silence, not to escape your mind, but to meet it gently as an old friend who no longer needs to control you. And if you return to that place just once a day, with compassion and patience, you'll begin to notice. Peace isn't something you find, it's something you remember. If this video helped you see even one part of yourself more clearly, if it gave you space to breathe, then I invite you to share that space with others. Leave a comment below. Tell me what part of this message stayed with you. Tell me what you're letting go of, or what you're returning to. I'd love to read it. And if you'd like to walk this path together, gently, steadily, please like this video and subscribe to the channel so we can continue exploring this journey of mindfulness, wisdom, and freedom together. No pressure, no noise, just a quiet invitation to live more deeply, to suffer less, to remember who you truly are. Thank you for being here. May you be well. May you be safe. May your mind be still and your heart free.